they'll remember this for the rest of their lives, won't they? And they'll be talking about it in years to come when they're wearing their blazer and enjoying a nice lunch in Henley Royal Regattas years to come.
They will, but they're not thinking about that now.
So away they go. Molesey Boat Club A, you can see to the left of your picture on the Berkshire station. Thames Rowing Club A, I'm just watching the steering as we always do very carefully. Thames Rowing Club on the right, just heading central. They've got the coxes who will be keeping a close eye on it, and they can do the steering and make sure nothing untoward happens. And Kath, that looks quite clean from both of these boats.
Absolutely, a really good clean start, powerful. Molesey know they have to absolutely front load their race. Thames were quicker to all the markers at the barrier at Fawley yesterday, so Molesey will be bringing their best here to stay with Thames, challenge Thames and see what they can do. But as always, a really fast start from that Thames crew with such power within this squad, within this crew as well. They've won twice out of the last 3 Thames Challenge Cups, so they are building huge history in this event. They didn't win in 2019 and they want to come back and get that one back, another trophy in their cupboard. But Molesey fighting hard.
So Thames quarter of a length up already. They beat Henley racing on the Berkshire station yesterday. They're over on the Buck station today, as you can see, half a length up maybe now, just stretching that lead in the early stages of the race. And we've talked all week, haven't we, about the importance of getting a good start, especially in the eights. The smaller boats, there's less on the start. Obviously, ideally, you do get a good start, but there's perhaps more scope to rectify early issues in the smaller boats.
Yeah, in an event where you're looking backwards, there's a huge advantage to be up. In a 2-horse race, again, you're only aware of that other result. You haven't got 6 lanes as you have internationally. That means you can have a sense of just being in the pack, and that's enough. Here, you're keenly aware of where the others are, and Molesey will be keenly aware of how Thames continue to push to the barrier.
So this is the first ranked club boat. And they've got a couple of previous winners in that boat, Thames boat, that you can see on the left of your picture there. Mike Trevina and Sam Thornton in the 2-seat. Mike Trevina in the stroke seat. They are previous winners at Henley Royal Regatta, but this is Thames's top-ranked boat. They've got a few to choose from.
They certainly have, and what we see in the Thames crew is huge power, but also great technique. They've got some Dutch influence coming in through their coaching team. The chief coach, Sander, from Nerijs, has been really working hard with the squad to make sure that they start to feel and understand the boat, not just pull hard. He even said he's trying to get them to pull less hard and think about moving the boat. Their own coach, Jeroen van der Kuil, himself also from Holland, has had to self-isolate. So he hadn't been able to see the crew, but rather in a great story, their cox all season, Charlie Clark, who's an under-23 medalist, has stepped in to coach and finish them. He wasn't able to be here because of the rules of the event. And so it's been a great team effort to get this Thames club here. They struggled and they missed Marlow Regatta because of the pandemic. So they've done an incredible job to get here. Same for Molesey. All these challenges that these clubs have had where people have been working, full-time jobs, incredible stuff going on. We can see also some of the Molesey crew. That we've got a doctor in there. We've got somebody who's been working in ICU as part of it. There's just these guys have complex lives, and then they're fitting training twice a day around it.
So Van der Kuil, we assume, is watching right now these pictures rather than being here and cheering his boat on from the bank.
Absolutely.
I think that would be worse from a tension, anxiety and helplessness point of view.
Well, once you push them off, then it's up to them. So whether you're on the bank or watching the screen, actually, at that point your job is done, and it's about how the crew execute the plan. Molesey are putting in push after push. They're not letting Thames get away, but Thames responding once more here. They haven't got clear water yet, but they're pushing for it.
Molesey beat Tideway Scullers in the semi-final on the Bucks station yesterday, on the Berks station today, and Molesey won this one, the Thames Challenge Cup, back in 2016. Seems a long time ago, and they are fighting hard here. They have really hung on in, and at times have shown that they could get back into it, but what a response from Thames. Every time Molesey offer something, Thames seem to dig a bit deeper and find a suitable response, and that's why they still enjoy a length lead on Molesey. This is a fabulous race
They do. They've dug in again. I'm not sure they've quite got clear water yet. Molesey are being so ferocious in hanging on, putting more in. I love that Alexander Stevenson in the fourth seat said that he thanks his coach so much, who gave him a separate training program tailored around his night shifts, weekends and on-calls when he was working in intensive care as a junior doctor through the pandemic. Still training through all of that. Unbelievable. And Andy Warren in the bow seat at the Molesey Club, he said it's his last and final attempt. It's his 11th time competing here. Well, he has a family, a child on the way. He's giving it his all, but Thames are dominating.
It is going well for Thames, although the umpire had to intervene there and get them back onto their side of the water because they had drifted quite dramatically into the middle. But Molesey, like an obstinate performance from them, isn't it? Like a yappy little dog biting at the ankles of Thames, who haven't been able to kick them away. Thames just stretching maybe to a length, but it's no more than that, is it?
They've raised their game, really, Molesey, from the last round today, really taking it to Thames, putting him under pressure, asking questions of that Thames crew, who have mostly answered them, but, you know, there's an overlap that's probably greater than before. If they can find that sniff, they're getting some momentum in the Molesey crew. They're going up a gear, they're front-loading their race to the end. I think Thames have got enough. They've got 3/4 of a length, but Molesey are coming back on them.
Molesey are coming back, but I fear for them they have left it too late, because there's the finish line looming in the picture. They've reduced the lead to half a length. Thames will be hanging on. This will be really burning for Thames. They are going to be feeling the excruciating pain because Molesey have driven them hard all the way, and the margin of victory, well, it's still not settled. A couple of strokes remaining, and it's Thames who get there by half a length. But that was a tight race, and credit to Molesey. They may have come second, but they deserve huge credit. Immediately the hand goes up from the coxswain, from the bow seat in the Molesey boat to get the attention of the umpire. And Kath, I think after the steering incident, 300 or 400 metres from the end involving Thames, Molesey are going to at least ask the question.
I think Molesey really took it to the Thames crew there. They really pushed them hard. Crew absolutely right. If they think something wasn't quite right, then they have that opportunity. They must immediately appeal to the umpire and explain where they might have a question. But a supreme effort from both crews, poured out all of that winter training on ergos in lockdown, poured out into that race.
Well, let's see if we can hear the conversation that goes on between the Molesey boat and the umpire here. Do a bit of eavesdropping if we can.
Dennis, who is the umpire here, extremely experienced international umpire, Henley umpire.
You need to be experienced in these situations. A big finals day, when you've got something to sort out at the end of the race, you need to get it right. I'm sure she will. So the question's been asked. You can look at the facial expressions as well and read into that what you might. So, Kath, just talk us through the flags. So we're looking for a white or a red flag.
Yes, so the umpire will go and talk to the crew and hear what they've got to say. They'll have a conversation. She will assess that. She will make a decision if she thinks it's clear there and will raise a white flag. But if there is something more to be discussed, then she will come back and convene with the chief umpire and chairman of the regatta if necessary. She has a radio there, so she can be in direct contact to ensure that everything is done above board and in line with the regulations.
It's all about the communication.
She will be explaining which part of the rules she's going to make her decision on and how anything that they've raised to her, how she is accounting for that, explaining that. She'll be thinking about whether it has, in effect, changed the result or not. And there we hear the white flag, which means whatever their appeal was about, in her mind, should not change the outcome of that race.
So the appeal turned down. Worth asking the question, of course, from Molesey, but well done to Thames, who can really celebrate now. They win the Thames Challenge Cup.